Welcome to This Week in Wimberley. I'm Chris Doelle. I will be joined shortly by Mr. Z, Gary Zupancic. This is a show where we talk about what's going on in and around the Wimberley Valley, all the fun stuff. We will get to that in just a moment, but first, quick message from some people who made this show possible. Suffering from dry, itchy skin? Tired of using products that just don't work? The organic lavender salve from 100 Oaks Farm in Inez, Texas is just what you need. Made with only the finest all-natural ingredients, this salve is proven to heal wounds, soothe irritated skin, and repair damaged skin tissue. Whether you have rashes, burns, bites, stings, scars, acne, or just need a little extra moisture, our lavender salve is here to help. Say goodbye to dry, cracked skin and hello to soft, hydrated skin with 100 Oaks Farm's organic lavender salve. Order now at 100oaksfarmtexas.com or call 937-499-4790. Don't let damaged skin hold you back any longer. Get your hands on this miracle organic lavender salve now.
Are you looking for a podcast network that talks Texas by Texans? Well, check us out. You're already listening to us, but go to the website, LoneStarPodcast.com. You can also find us on every big podcast platform. LSPN, we have shows in business, entertainment, marketing, music, of course, sports. We have some of the best sports podcasts in the state of Texas, ranging from high school football all the way up to pro basketball. So check us out online, LoneStarPodcast.com. That's the LSPN on every major podcast platform.
All right, everybody, join me in welcoming Mr. Z himself, Gary Zupancic, to the show. Gary, how are things?
In Wimberley, well, we're a little chilly. You know, earlier we got rain earlier in the week. That was great. But the mornings are pretty cold. And I guess it's rain is coming up this next weekend, you know.
Yeah, that's what I hear. We're going to get a little bit this weekend. Not as much as we got, but, again, we needed it.
Yeah, any rain is welcome rain.
Well, I tell you, I'm excited about this show. Not only are we going to find out all the things going on in and around This Week in Wimberley, but you've got another really good musical guest in Adam Carroll. This song is, I'm digging it. I'm playing it over and over and over. It's good stuff.
Well, great. Glad to hear it. Yeah, he's a regional guy. He's all around Texas, you know, that type of thing. And he's, you know, really got a couple of rays from really cohorts of his. You know, we'll talk about that a little later.
Cool. Well, let's jump us in.
All right. Well, you know, hey, Dollar General wanted to put a store in up by the junction by Saddle Ridge, and they were turned down because of a tree. I guess there's a really old tree around there. So the city council turned them down, and they said, you know, you can go ahead and reapply, but you got to have some kind of plan for that tree.
Nice. And so is that tree's not a cedar, right?
No, it's an oak tree. Yeah. Cedar tree, you know, I know they grow big, but cut those suckers down, you know.
Right. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
No problem. Hey, this past weekend, the local volunteers replanted the Blue Hole. There was some oak wilt going on. And so they were planting some other trees, a bunch of volunteers. So next time you go to Blue Hole, you'll see a lot of seedlings there growing up.
Nice. That area is turning so nice.
Oh, I'm telling you, in the summer it is just gorgeous. You know, and during the summer they had that Wimberley free nights where if you show your driver's license with your zip code, you can get in. It used to be like $2, maybe it's $6 or something now. But it's just Wimberley only residents.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, really. It's like you can see your neighbors down there, you know, because it's hard to get in there. It really is. You know?
It really is.
it's amazing, but yes, it really is. So believe it or not, Rough House Brewery has been there 4 years.
Wow, that just seemed like yesterday.
Yeah, really. I mean, it's like, there was no kids on the block, and now, geez, 4 years. Yeah, they have an excellent Pilsner. They have an excellent Pilsner. In fact, that they're selling in H-E-B and Brookshire Brothers, I believe.
Nice.
And the legislature is talking about border security, tax relief, and raises for teachers. So I know there's somewhere around here in this area, there's a representative trying to get teachers $15,000 a year raises. So I'm all for that.
Amen. Yeah, I kind of figured you might be, but so am I, and I'm not a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's unbelievable how both my wife and I are retired teachers, and we both say, "I'm so glad that I am not teaching now. I don't want to take a gun in class." Those kids, you know, they kids and guns and stuff, and just So yeah, they deserve a raise. They definitely do.
Yeah.
3 new members were appointed to the County Historical Commission, and sports, Lady Texan Soccer and Texan Soccer, both of them getting ready to play. And KWVH will have some soccer games broadcast. So I'm really excited about that.
I'm more excited about the basketball. Never been a huge soccer fan, but I'm getting there.
Yeah. Well, that's the way of the world, you know.
Yeah.
Lady Texas basketball have had their ups and downs. So they're a real young team. So they're just starting to gel. So nothing really to worry about. They'll have a really great team next year. And the Texans boys basketball, they keep district championship in sight. So they've been winning pretty regularly. And Texan cheer, they competed in the UIL tournament.
Nice.
Which is really cool. We got lots of stuff going on. Event Coffee and Cars is held the first Sunday of every month. So February 1st at Blanco Brew in front of Brookshire Brothers. And if you ever driven past on Sunday, there is every kind of car you could possibly imagine. I mean, there are a lot of people there. And really, I think a lot of, Wimberley people are retired. They like to restore cars, and there's some beauties out there. There are some beauties out there.
Oh, it's gorgeous. I could spend all day there just, I'm not a big motorhead, but they're amazing.
Well, and they're pretty. They're really pretty.
Yeah.
The Wimberley Valley Museum, if you really haven't visited the Wimberley Valley Museum, you really need to do it. Every Friday afternoon from 1 to 4, and on the first weekend of each month, that's the market day weekends from 10 to 4, Friday and Saturday. And you can make appointments also on the internet to really get a docent there to show you around. The walls are the original walls are 18 inches thick to keep bullets from the Indians or whoever. It really is cool. So you really need to do that. Although it's small, they've done a wonderful job in showing the history of Wimberley. They really have. Let's see. Oh, Susanna Kitchen concerts are coming up. February 16th. I'm already plugging February stuff. But cost us $25 at the door, and it's Del Castillo. And that'll be concert begins at 7:30. Doors open at 7, and you got to stand in line and get tickets. There's no pre-sale, but there's more information at WimberleyUMC.org. Farmers Market's back. They were all around in fact, they were gone for a while, and now they're there every Thursday from 2 to 6 at the corner of Winter Mills Parkway and Ranch Road 12, right there by the First Baptist Church. And, and let's see what else. As always, there's VFW Bingo. VFW Post 6441 hosts bingo on Friday nights. Doors open at 6:30 with food. Early bird games start at 7 p.m. Regular games start at 8 p.m. For more information, visit VFW6441.com/bingo. That's about all that's going on.
Cool.
In the near future.
Yeah, well, that's it. Like I said, it's this time of year where it's slowly starting to get back to happening, and it's about to explode. Exactly.
And I'm looking. I can't find I probably could speak from the heart. Crisis Breadbasket is a really great nonprofit. We're going to start doing a nonprofit segment. Crisis Breadbasket is my favorite. In near Thanksgiving, they'll match your funds 1 for 1, but it's really different than other food banks. Okay, when when you give money to the Hayes County Food Bank over at HEB or whatever, that does not go to our local one. Our local one is a lot different.
Right.
Hayes County, you got to fill out a bunch of paperwork and how much your income and this, that, and the other. Well, Christ's Bread Basket, if you live in a WISD area, you're eligible. You're eligible.
Right.
If you need it, they'll give you food. They really will. And if you're not within WISD, they'll still give you food, but they will point you in the right direction on where to go.
Something closer. Yeah, that's one of the things I've always loved about the Crisis Bread Basket is they help local. So you're really helping your neighbors and building the strength in your own community.
Yeah, it really is. It's a wonderful group. It's all volunteers. And, during the summer, there's a lot, really a lot of people that grow stuff. And, in fact, last year I had cucumbers that were just coming out of my ears. Took it up there, and, man, it makes you feel so good,
Yeah.
It started, right in 1986, believe it or not, out of a car trunk. And really a couple were delivering, the mayors, I believe, were delivering to people that actually needed it.
Nice.
Their distribution times are they're Tuesday 5:30 p.m. to 6:45 p.m., Tuesday and Thursday 2:30 p.m. to 3:45. And donations, if you have donations, really, they always could use any type of canned food, pork and beans, canned hash, whatever, Wolf Brand chili, good stuff. And really, because that stuff will keep. They get the funds they get, and they will give you fresh meat and vegetables and all that. But if you have any canned foods that you want to donate, hey, that's a great place to do it. It's right, right by the Brookshire Brothers parking lot. And donation times are 10 to 11 on Tuesday and 10 to 11 on Thursday. And
awesome.
Really, and if you want to talk to somebody, I know they get back to you really, really quick. Their phone number is 512-847-5323, and and their email is WimberleyCrisisBreadBasket@gmail.com.
I love that. And I have to say that if you're visiting the area, if you're coming in and you're enjoying all the great things that Wimberley has to offer, and you are able to take away some great memories, bring some canned food with you when you come. Drop them off, and give back a little bit to the community that gives you so much.
Yeah, hey, that's a great idea. We should start charging visitors because we have an awful lot of time. Well, really, except like right now, you could at 10 o'clock you can find a space downtown. But when it comes to March, oh man, you're gonna have to park probably community center.
Yeah, no doubt. So we'll try to highlight different nonprofits in each of these shows, and it's okay if we go back to some, but I think that's part of what we want to do is really help promote everything that's great about Wimberley, not just the events and the shows, but the people.
Oh yeah, and really, and this is a volunteering town.
Yeah,
they really, myself included. People, get older. Hey, I don't want to sit around the house. I'll volunteer for this, volunteer for that. So, I think, like I said, I think that's a great idea. We should have visitors bring canned food. I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Okay, well, this week we're going to highlight Adam Carroll, and in fact, if you know Slade Cleaves, he calls Adam Carroll the quintessential. There we go. Well, there you go. Small town songwriter. He travels outside the cities of this country, and you'll recognize the barbecue joint waitresses, the rice farmers, the karaoke singers, the black flag pirates, and the hi-fi lovers of this land. You'll meet them all in Adam's True to Life songs. Adam grew up in Tyler and went to Tyler Junior College, learning guitar. And this week's song is Errol's song, which is his favorite. And he wrote it about experiences he had hunting geese and ducks in southwest Louisiana with Cajuns when he was growing up. And he's happy to report that it resonates with a lot of folks who grew up in Texas and Louisiana. So, here's Adam Carroll.
Mr. Errol, he lives on the banks of Lake Arthur, where your windshield gets foggy, where your back roads unwind. It's a long way from Shreveport, not too far from Gaydon, and it's close to the home that I left behind. It's close to the home that I left behind. Mr. Errol's a father, he's a farmer, he's a hunter, and he talks to the ducks and the geese in the blind. He works hard for the lives that he hopes to make better, and he lives by the graveyard of the rusted combine. Yeah, he lives by the graveyard of the rusted combine. He held my hand when my boots got too heavy, with the mud from the rice field coming to my behind. We set out the decoys in the dark on the levee, and we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine. Yeah, we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine. There's coffee and biscuits on the stove in the kitchen. There's a crack in the ceiling. There's a screened-in front door, and the fog starts to settle on the banks of Lake Arthur. I can still taste the whiskey from the night just before. It's a Crown Royal whiskey from the night just before, and it's hard to get up at 5 in the morning. Put your guns, put your shells, put your wine in a sack. We look like some militia with our boots and our camo, with a bird dog named Milo, he's asleep in the back. He held my hand when my boots got too heavy, with the mud from the rice field coming to my behind. We set out the decoys in the dark on the levee, and we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine. Yeah, we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine. Combine's a monster, Combine's a savior. Looking down at the blades, I can see heaven and hell. Cold steel cut the rice crops for acres and acres. Filled how many barrels? Man, I cannot tell. Filled how many dryers? Man, I cannot tell. From the banks of Lake Arthur to the Mermitol River, there's water as far as your good eyes can see. In the Lake Arthur bar, all the old men get rowdy. They got bottles of whiskey that are older than me. He held my hand when my boots got too heavy, with the mud from the rice field coming to my behind. We set out the decoys in the dark on the levee, and we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combines. Yeah, we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combines. Yes, sometimes I dream of a girl in a pickup with her windows rolled down, with her radio on. Well, you look at the cypress on the Highway 190, and you give her away, and you sing Jolie Blonde. Yeah, you give her away, and you sing Jolie Blonde. And Mr. Errol's a good friend, he's never a stranger. When I come back, it seems like I've always been here. There's a sign in his kitchen, it's written in French. When you run out of Schlitz, you run out of beer. He held my hand when my boots got too heavy, with the mud from the rice field coming to my behind. We set out the decoys in the dark on the levee, and we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine. Yeah, we walked through the graveyard of the rusted combine.
Wow, I tell you, I mentioned at the top of the show, I've been listening to the song ever since you sent it to me. He's right. It does resonate. Man, I get goosebumps listening to it. Good stuff. Great selection, Gary.
Oh, great. Glad to hear it, man. So, I'm trying to think, we'll talk about my radio program on KWVH. I have a weekly half hour that I just sit down and chat with people. And this last episode, which is in the archives, was last Tuesday, and it was Cinda Donovan, and she's a real-life actress, a movie actress, been in a whole bunch of movies and commercials and all that. And it's pretty funny to listen to because she, you know, the only dirt she dishes on anybody is that Mel Gibson is a real slob when he eats. Yeah, but it's pretty entertaining. So, you know, and next week we'll have on John Brown, who used to be the program director and dish jack at KWBH. He moved on. He made Saving the Heart of Texas. It's a documentary about water rights. And
nice.
He's got some other stuff coming up that we'll talk. And that's Tuesday at 11 a.m. on KWBH.
Well, I definitely will be listening to that one because water rights, all that stuff is so important to me.
Man.
It's kind of a personal thing. I definitely going to listen to that.
Oh, no two ways about it. I mean, you know, I like to watch Westerns, and it's like, boy, yeah, water rights. They weren't lying. You know, they really weren't lying.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, Gary, gosh, once again, I want to thank you for, everything. I mean, great information, great music, and can't wait to do it again next week.
All right. We'll catch you again. Take care, Chris.
Our last game, Friday Night Legends, was a big hit. And now you can play the greatest college football teams of all time against each other. Before now, if you wanted to see the 2019 LSU Tigers play the 2001 Miami Hurricanes squad, you were stuck with only your imagination. Not anymore. This new game allows you to play those dream matchups. 1945 Army Black Knights, considered by many to be the greatest team in the history of college football. 2014 Ohio State Buckeyes, featuring Ezekiel Elliott, head coach Urban Meyer, and offensive coordinator Tom Herman. 2005 Texas Longhorns knocked off number 1 ranked USC for their 4th national championship, and so many more. Saturday Legends is that game. What are you waiting for? Get in the game. Saturday Legends.
Get your copy at BoardGameLegends.com. As always, I want to thank Brother Gary for sitting down with me. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, for giving us what I consider the most important and valuable gift you can give, and that is your time and your attention. Go out there and participate in your city. Participate in all the great events going on in the city, and tell us about it on your Facebook groups, on your Twitter, anywhere you have friends. Share it out.